Welcome. I'm hoping you're having a white metal Christmas. It's yours truly, the Market Sniper. Glad to be with you. Thank you for the licks, the puppy licks on the like button and the share button that is driving us through. Like platinum and silver, we are melting up to the 100K mark. Won't we be enjoying that when gold does that? Yes, indeed. Silver, of course, through the $100 mark. In fact, let's go to some charts and check the hell in with what exactly is happening. Please tell us where you're checking in from. I am watching, I am observing, I'm digitally surveilling all of your activities from my portal of control here on the YouTube channel, and I won't miss your comments. Tell us where you're checking in from. Glad to be with you. It is the 23rd of December. You will be in Christmas Eve mode tomorrow, and yours truly on 99,000, I don't know how many hundreds are sitting here. We're going to welcome in the 2026 year with 100K subscribers on this channel, with $100 potentially on silver, and who knows, maybe $3,000 on platinum, and gold will be on its way to $5,000. How'd you like a little bit of that? That's what I'm ordering up for you for your new year. That's right. This is your Sniper Super Special with yours truly, Francis Hunt, the Market Sniper. Glad to be with you. To be with you is nice. Okay, let's have a look at what's going on down. Let's go and check out that YouTube and check out how many of you are in there and loving us long time. We're going to be talking about the white metals. The white metals. Of course, we will check in with the big boss, the big G, the old yeller. Old Yeller, don't you say that out America way? It was the story about a dog, I think. Old Yeller. Yeah, Old Yeller. Well, I'm giving my age away. I was brought up on Bonanza and the Iron Horse, the westerns of old. Yes. Scorching hot is the white metals. Let us go and start with the share screen immediately. Hit the like button if you are currently hitting all-time highs on your accounts. I am hoping that is happening for you. XAG, why don't we start with that beautiful fellow? Did you do your shoulder presses this morning? Every time you pump, the silver price goes up. I've been doing my exercise, as you can see. Pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. Yep, that's right. This thing's going up in value. I'm going to need a bodyguard soon. I tell you what, it's going to go back in the hole in the ground. I don't want any loitering thugs wanting to take my precious off me. No, sirree. I'll just use the mini-me. I'll do the mini-me until that becomes too valuable. Then I'll put that one away too. And who knows, I'll just describe what it looks like. It shines, it's bright, it's white. That's right, that's silver. You are at $71.24 right now. $71.24 right now. We've been adding entries all the way on continuation patterns. That's right. In fact, all our stops are trailed right up. We're in positive territory. Even if we get crashed, we've only made money on these. That's right. HVF method, the grand gift. We told you. Yes, many others also told you. We know that. We're just having a bit of fun. We're not getting arrogant. But you are sitting in since 1964, what was it? The Gulf of Tonkin incident that triggered the Vietnam War that ended in 1971, the decoupling of gold by Nixon, and then 1980, Volcker finally breaking the back of the debt debasement and the stagflation era of the 60s rolling into the 70s, right the way finishing with a blow-off top of metals in the 80s. And then they did the financialization of everything. Debt became the new tool. It was the winner. That's right. They instituted a fraud. They brought you the false messiah. The false messiah showed up. But guess what? The second coming is coming, and the false messiah is wilting. The false messiah of debt and fiat proliferation is wilting as the real truth. The real truth is held before him. He doth welt. The vampires do not like to see the cross of real silver. It burns them. And what's been happening? The Japanese debt markets opened on Sunday. JPY 10-year through 2%. JPY 2-year jumping up. JPY 30 and 40 are getting out of control. The higher the rates, the more metals go up. You've been lied to, my friends. In normal markets, in stable markets, higher yields used to be bad for metals. This is not normal markets. This is fear. This is debt debasement. Where do you think the debt is going? Our secret phrase that we've given you, the rotation to preservation. That's right. It's a rotation. The tumble dryer. Rotate out monkey money and monkey money debt, which is basically the same monkey money just pushed out on a timeline with a little interest equation attached to it. Give me a little bit of the old white metals matter more. That's right. Do they matter more? Well, old yellow's doing just fine too, actually. But platinum, we've got to show you platinum. Oh my goodness, these two are competing. These two are competing to win the race of the highest percentage this year. And they are absolutely ripping. They are absolutely ripping. Thank you for the super chat, Danielle Deneuve. Thank you. Can you look at IRA Gold, he asks. Yes, we will. You talked about it with Don Dorette a ways back, but never pulled up the chart. Greetings from Virginia, USA. Yes, a salute to Virginia, US of A. Beautiful place. Virginia, I've heard many times, yet to visit, but we will definitely do that. So let's carry on with the white metals. White. Oh, you're not allowed to say that word anymore. It almost sounds, just saying the color, it's almost like it's antiseptic or something. So here's platinum. Oh, platinum. We've got entries from way down. But this chart, oh, look at the little HVFs inviting you in to smash it a little harder. Did you see it? You too could see it. Runaway bull market aggressive. I said it's going to melt faces. This is an HVF that started at 64, ran its first leg up to 1980. That's how long just the one up leg is taking you from the beginning of the false flag. Doesn't it always start with a false flag by the Pharisees of warmongery? Doesn't it always start like that? Yes, it does, sir. 3 bags full, sir. All the way to the 1980 massive run up. That's one leg of something that broke. It broke its prime around about when Brent Johnson was saying, and there goes all the chicken guys losing their heads about a $25 run. Yep, that was right on the primer, as we were saying. Go long, you're not looking back. 25.9 at $26. He posted his infamous tweet. I will have it framed. Don't worry. I will put it up so that you can enjoy it with me as well. Yes, we are running. Thank you for the super chat to Zeke JHB. Very kind. Based on fundamentals, a lot of higher production costs. Silver in the ground recently bought. USAS doesn't look great based on my limited technical. What are my thoughts on USAS? I will come back to that. By the way, we're looking at platinum. Look at this sucker. He doesn't want to slow down, but he just keeps going for new highs. 2,284. Look at that. That's supposed to be a rising wedge. He's jumping out. They're buying the lows. Look at these wicks. They are buying the lows. This is on a short time frame. We're on a 13-minute chart. It keeps smashing new highs. Are your accounts, your trading accounts and your investment blue pot portfolio smashing new highs? I think many of you in the hodl space on investment are, but are you maximizing this? Your duty is to maximize wealth because the debasement is going to bite super hard. We need money, we need funds to save ourselves and secure our freedoms. That's what it's all about. Preservation of capital, not just making it, preservation, maximizing how much you make, preserving it, and then securing freedoms in Bolshevik times. You have in Britain the Bolshevik Broadcasting Corporation. That's right. It's all commonly known as the BBC. It stands for exactly that, Bolshevik Broadcast Corporation, communism. And of course, many of my Canadian friends are now spelling Canada with a K. We all know what that means too. But platinum, wow, what a move. Let's just do a little look-see on what platinum's done for the year. In fact, we said the key moment came when we were on the weekly on the triggering event. Oh, look at that, erectile projectile. It's a boy, it's a big boy. For a newborn, it's a big boy. He's a good boy. He's a big boy. Yes, that's what he is. Let's have a little look. Let's get out of Tickmill and get some serious history here. We'll do that. And you can, by the way, trade with me. It's a broker I use. It served me incredibly well, especially, by the way, if you're not in the UK, or you can do it in the UK. You'll just be capped by the current leverage and the EU. But if you're outside of that, Australia and America, you can absolutely kill it. This was the triggering event. It was your last chance. That low, 800s, friends. 800, now 2.3. Can you believe that? That was the low, March 25. Now, I'm not going to measure it from the relative low. It was a macro HVF. We talk about this. We said weekly upside. This guy's going to kill it. It's going to go in a melt up. We even told you when it would rest, and that's exactly what it did. You see the blue line, you see that pullback period. People stopped watching. They're so impatient. They stopped watching platinum. We try to remind you. We said, don't forget about this sucker. He's going to come back. He's going to come back hard. He's got a little bit of loving to do. He loves you long time. He's hard and he's ready. That's platinum for you, boys. It is the emperor's metal. If gold is the king's metal, then platinum is the emperor's metal. This is the falling wedge that he makes all the way down. Down. That was brought about by the Palladian substitution that we've covered many times before. Then he stopped going down. You got the flush out of 2020, which was, of course, the CV19. Another false flag, as you know, a chance to thin the old herd. That's right, reduce the elderly, injure some sportsmen and everything else that the psychopaths, Pharisees of absolute destruction and evilness do like to promote. That's why we try to save you from them. That's right. Beautiful setup. That's right. There was your third impulse into the lows here. This has been a blast off. Since 800, you are now here. But let's do it fairly. Now, I would say from the HVF breakout, for me, this has been my highest performer. But if you just take it randomly from the beginning of the year, platinum was going sideways and silver was already having a little bit more upside for January before the March breakout in platinum. So let's see who's winning the race of the white metals. Who is winning the race of the white metals? Mr. Snow Mover, thank you very much for your kind super chat. It's very kind of you. We appreciate it. We're glad we're giving you value. But I'm going to just measure it from the low, the RL3 first, just so that we're taking it from the most beneficial low point of the year, 155.51% in a single year. We've spoken about get yourself some platinum miners. Boy, oh boy, top line suddenly doing that, whoop, like that. Cost because of oil and energy prices doing that. Miners will come and they're going to come hard. They're going to do face melt too. It will happen, I assure you. Otherwise, and preferably also beware the Western miners. It's almost safer to be in the other nations' miners, not communist Western world. Whilst the other part of the world is actually pursuing capitalism, truth, and principle. In short, having real money, having gold in vaults and doing trade settlements, Singapore, Hong Kong, Middle East, trade settlements on backed currency. That's right, by gold. Fancy that. Who do you choose? Do you choose the lying old widow, that's nasty old witch that has lied and proliferated a fiat Ponzi scheme to marry? Or do you choose the younger, fresher, and also by demographics, younger and fresher, Grand South, Eastern, world, Far Eastern, that's saying, we prefer, we don't trust, we prefer principle. Gold is principle, we go with that. That is why you should be moving. Anyway, 155.51% since its relative low. It might have been a touch lower there. Let's see. We can do a little technical measure for you over here. The white metals also around 150. No great change. Let's get to January and choose the day that we opened on January. Let's clean our face while we're showing you this. And also get my head out of the way of the chart that you want to see. That always helps too. And let's see how we done for the year. Now, the year starts January the 1st. Let's see where we go. There's too many blue lines here. October, Monday, December 24. I'm going to have to delete that line. Let's go and hide the line. Maybe it'll go away. Where is January 21st? Let's get the measuring tool. Oh, it's going to bring all the lines back. No, not yet. 30th of December, 6th of Jan. Let's stay in weekly mode. Let's go to the open of the first week. That was 30th of December to 6th of Jan. So let's go the 30th of December, because that week started there. Let's started there. 30th of December would have taken you. Your performance for platinum to date, currently in melt up, 149.33%. You're knocking on that 150 on the day before Christmas's Eve. You are sitting really, really swell. You are in a melt up. Somebody's going, crash is coming, he says. Crash, 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 panic. Wishing you and the missus good holidays. Legato JR, you're a gentleman, and we thank you for your super chat, and I wish you the very same straight back at you and your extended family. Keep safe, enjoy, have family time. Think about what you guys are going to do for 2026. Let me tell you, this ain't ordinary markets. This ain't ordinary markets. This is monetary reserve metals that we are talking about here, particularly silver and gold. I can tell you platinum will serve a similar function. It's even rarer in due course. It doesn't have the same history of doing so, but it will, because it is scarce, super, super scarce. What do you think this tells you about your fiat and debt debasement and the state your government's going to end up in? What do you think it tells you about interest rates? We've warned on this channel consistently will continue to go up regardless what the Federal Reserve does. In fact, the Bank of Japan put rates up, by the way, in an opposite direction, yet their currency limps on. Their currency limps on. The fiat and debt debasement is very, very real, friends. It is very, very real, and you are now having catch-up. It should have been linear, as I said, from when they started overspending to income. Governments overspend to income to issue debt, to debase you, and to feed pet projects that they steal backhanders from. It is the political classes who are thieves and cheat at the poker table, and you're the honest patsy. Don't be the honest patsy. It's based off an Israeli system that says you always want to stab and steal from the naive fool. They see you as naive and a fool. It's a cultural thing, and they run the system. Don't be a naive fool. Don't pay more tax than you need to. Don't be captured in the wrong end of a compound interest equation by the tertiary money lenders, and also recognize real money and where your protection is. Let's measure silver for the same year on the weekly chart. Let's go XAG. We'll even use the same broker. We'll go with Oranda. Nice long history there. The beginning of the year, the week started on the open there, and we measure it up for you. We had 149 on platinum, and we are now at 141.11. 141.11 platinum for the win so far at the moment. But hey, we're Super Bull silver. We've always been Super Bull silver. We have told you platinum will be a similar performer and potentially even outperform all three by the time it all ends. It's actually a little ahead of schedule. I was expecting that mid and later that it just storms past silver, but that silver would be front running. Actually, platinum, shockingly, going up real fast, guys. Going up real fast. So that is two white metals in the 140s, 141.1 and 144.49, almost 145% by platinum. That is absolutely huge, and this is an unbelievable year for the precious metals. It would be incomplete not to talk about the old king himself, Old Yeller. Let's get Old Yeller out. How you all doing, Old Yeller? He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Say it nicely now. He's a good boy. Give him a pat, Old Yeller. Yeah, he's doing great. He's doing great. Let me tell you, the S&P didn't give you 70.16% for the year. The S&P, the NASDAQ hasn't given you that percentage. It's probably around 19 to 20%. Gold gave you 70. People are talking about stock markets. It's not the game. It's like this massive wobbly house, and people are talking about the paint color in apartment on the 19th floor, 1903. Should be really painted green, the wall, and the whole foundation of the building is shaking and it's trembling like this. No, you shouldn't be discussing that. Forget the stock market. This ain't about stocks unless you're talking miners. This is about a foundation. Everything is built on a fiat and debt-based foundation. Everything is layered on top of that. There is no cake. Stock markets are cherries on the top of the cake. You don't eat a cherry in the middle of a plate. There has to be a cake first. The foundation is fiat and debt, and it is debasing. And rates will go up, and the metals will go up in spite of rates, actually driven further and faster because of debt-based collapse. That's what's happening. That right there is what's happening. Great to have the Philippines in the room. Canada with a K. What are you missing? Yes, thank you. You've helped me a lot. My pleasure. Glad to have been of assistance trying to steer you through reset times, which, by the way, is what our community is all about. Building wealth in reset times. Not normal times, reset times. Specialist topic. Contagion, collapse of a fiat debt Ponzi. How do you maximize your wealth building? How do you protect that wealth? And how do you secure freedoms from yourself while the Pharisees are controlled, demolitioning an entire Western world? That's right. How do you live with that? Well, you get the hell out of the way when buildings are falling down. And right now, the West is a load of buildings that are being leveled. By the way, Merry Christmas, and so glad I discovered your channel recently. Thank you again for the super chat. I plan on reaching out to you in the new year as I'm interested in learning more and becoming part of your trading study group. Yes, please do that. We have our own bespoke platforms. We are actually already working on the next generation. We care the space that you interact with your friends, colleagues, and community members. I'll be meeting community members in person in Cape Town. I've just met some here in here in Panama. You see, I can't even separate my countries from my metals anymore. We're getting so excited. We're getting excited. There's nothing like making easy money. I'm afraid it is easy money. I'm afraid a lot of people are not making easy money. They're making hard money that isn't going far. This is not the planet for nurses, vets, and vocational people and farmers. These are the people that are getting abused and screwed. They are real vocations. This is a speculator society. I didn't ask for this, but I sure as hell will adapt and maximize it to give myself, my family, my friends, and the people around me the best quality of living. That's what we do. That's what you should do for yourself. It's called self-love. It's not greed. It's not love of money. It's love of lifestyle, love of freedom, love of being able to help, love of being able to give. That's what it's about. That's what we want for you, and that's what you should focus on. So let's have a look at gold. 70.16% up. 70.16% up. That's not half bad. Let's do the NASDAQ, the fastest mover, I understand, of the tech stocks. Let's get you an accurate percentage. How far is the NASDAQ up? We were in the Gold Republic in Cape Town. We recorded an event and they said, hang on a minute, let's go from here, the 30th of December to where you are now on the NASDAQ. That's where you are. You are up 21.03. In gold ounce terms, you have been absolutely positively trounced on the single best index in the stock market. It doesn't help. The whole apartment's shaking. You can paint the color, whatever color you like. Temporary, it might look a little bit better on 19th floor, but when the whole lot comes down, you're coming down with it. It's a foundational issue of the entire system. It is a foundational issue for the entire system. Could there be a little upside HVF? Could you trade it? Maybe a little pullback, a little bit of a Santa run. Do I care? I'd rather chase at HVF in platinum and silver. They keep melting out and overperforming and delivering their returns very, very quickly and giving me a new free trade entry, a new entry point with greater size for the larger move that we still see coming. Paul Ryan, 1989. Thank you so much for your super chat. We appreciate it. It's very kind. Let's move on. And talk about a couple of other things. Let's do that IXIC, by the way. And I want to warn that this is getting into major reversal territory in terms of what is coming. Now, if we do this in XAU USD, which is, of course, gold, and we want all of gold. Whoops, I mistyped there. Let's get another U in there. Let's get it in. I want to show you that this is actually reversing, that even having ETFs in the mega stock market is not going to save you, that you are going to go down in gold ounces and that you should almost literally be all in on metals. I don't like saying that. That's the kind of thing Mikey Saylor says. all in, but sometimes it's true. Sometimes it's true. There was a time to be all in on Bitcoin, very strongly in, overweight to a very high degree. This is your current chart. In fact, let's go to a month on that one. I think we can squeeze it in. Tell me what you see as technicians. By the way, since 1990, the peak.com, the peak equity period, when we were with the Gold Republic period, guys, we made it quite clear. The one time you wanted to be dominant tech stocks was 1999. Even though you rallied here, you never made the previous highs. You had a far deeper pullback and you failed to make a new high. And you're about, in our opinion, nice head and shoulders. There you go. That's NASDAQ. The best part of performance in American stocks right here, right now, heading down for a right shoulder, a triggering event that will represent a major reversal that'll have a target and will continue. Do not, my friends, leave your white metals. White metals matter more, I tell you, than the black oil. Do not leave it. They want to tempt you into the great oil stocks, and I'm saying no, don't do it. Stay where you are. You married Gisele Bündchen. Beyonce is going to cheat on you. That's right. Let's have a little look at the gold versus oil aspects, because you're going to be tempted. JP Morgan says Exxon Oil is a buy in its top 50 stocks to own. I didn't see for that tweet a single silver miner. I might be wrong, but I didn't see a single silver miner. Oh boy, those calls are singing. I chose strikes well out of the money. They've already run the 20. They've already done the 20. I'm already in the money. I actually want them to be out the money for a longer time. I want to have bought further out because they only expire in 28. You can get a cheaper price and you can have a whole bunch more. They're killing strikes already. I did every $5. They're already through 20. They'll soon be through 25. I've got strikes at 25. I've got strikes at 30. I've got strikes at 37, all on Heckler. And politicians that decided silver were going to be registered as a critical metal suddenly started buying Heckler, a lady. She said bought Heckler. So I wonder if Heckler's very well positioned. I'm only finding this out recently in the last day or two. The stock I like technically most, the politicians that decided that were front running with equity purchases in that same stock. Isn't that interesting? Technically, we find out what they get told. Buyer utilizing HVF method. We'll go to Heckler at some point. We've also been asked for gold by somebody with a super chat. So let's finish this. What about if I divide by silver? Let's do that IXIC by silver, by the way. IXIC divide by XAGUSD. Let's have a little look-see. Let's have a little look-see how that one looks, because that is now accelerating, and you will see the downturn being ever more brutal. You see that grind up? That is a puke, my friend. So if you have any doubt what the metal's going to do, gold, in the future, you can always take a look at what it's done against silver, which is moving ever more violently. By owning silver, yeah, let's pump up the silver market a little more, shall we? Let's get it going while we're live streaming. Keep pumping it. Yep. By buying silver instead of having NASDAQ stocks, which is supposed to be the best investment in town for most people, particularly Americans, but people all over the world, you are actually puking value to silver ounces. This guy is outperforming this beautiful thing of natural weight and purity. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, white metals matter more than NASDAQ. That's what he says. Stay out of the oil. We were going to show you gold and oil. And of course, as usual, like a schizophrenic, I forgot to finish what I started to say. Let's go back to the gold versus oil. You're going to be tempted. Oh, you're at all-time highs. This only ends one way. It's a bubble in gold and silver. Oil's going to snap back and overperform. You're going to hear it all. It doesn't match the hyperstagnation model. I've heard Rick Rule now start talking about oil. Katuso Research are all talking, it's going to snap back, it's all going to slow down in metals, or it's going to over pump in oil, or some combination of the both. And I'm saying no. They need to hide the inflation that is truly happening, which is far higher than the BLS propaganda states. And to mask that, they're going to make overly available amounts of oil to ensure that they keep a reduction, because the oil has always been Reset Sniper. Our brand has 3 circles with an overlap. Reset Sniper, that understands the way the world works in truth. The Market Sniper, HVF method, the technical analysis method that tells you what they are planning to do, and we see it before we even get the confirmation of what they're going to do. The Crypto Sniper, which is the digital on-ramp for the CBDCs and everything they plan to do there. The overlaps of all 3 circles. In that branding right there is the sweet spot, he says, pointing the finger. Yo! That's the sweet spot. That's where we snipe. We see it all. We see it all in the 3 circles. We see it all, and the 3 circles tell us Reset Sniper. The Rockefeller tax is oil. When they did the pumpermentals of the Greenspan Goldilocks economy, they pushed the oil super high. They could skim back all the largesse you were making. They own the Exxons. They own. Trump is going to war for ExxonMobil Rockefeller complex. That's who he's doing. That's who paid for him to be in power there. That's who run this world. The corporations run the world. There isn't a country. It is a fragmented, owned, paid for by corporate interests. They want the oil, and they intend to keep it pumped with oil, and they're going to keep it a glut to keep a limit on the supremely high inflation that is being caused by the currency absolutely debasing right down, and I've disappeared entirely. It's fallen through the floor. Gold is telling you the currency and the debt is debasing. The oil is being managed down. XAU, USD, bring the chart up. Let's go, let's go. Let's talk about it. Yours truly told you this would happen, told you can position for this, and they are coming to seduce you into oil and oil stocks. You are in the best place with the white metals matter. This is a reversal that has only just begun. Do you see that spike? That's 0. It actually should be infinitely large. You shouldn't be able to see the top of it. You divide by 0, you end up with infinity. You've had it once in COVID, and you're having again. We have said this is the only time that I've really seen 2 cycles repeat in very similar manners. Let's show you the lines we draw. These are the lines we draw on the monthly time frame. This is the man who predicted it last time. You're looking at him on stages in front of people. I actually said the most stupid thing in the world. People are underpricing single-digit oil, I said. I actually wanted to say 0, but I didn't dare say it. People are underpricing the possibility of single-digit oil. You hadn't traded at single-digit oil since the 60s. That's what happened. You were at $67 at the time, and most people thought it was a bit too cheap. You'd already been to 150 in 2007. And there he stood, and he did that utilizing a number of different charts, pointing out this head and shoulder that gold was going to start a major move and oil would be going in the opposite direction. That was the prediction of CV19 without even knowing it. That was why we were short even liners, which supposedly had an input of oil, one of their secondly highest costs. It predicted the bug. That's right. The non-bug, the fake solution. You had the blow off, and we went into another event. Very, very similar in the same period of cycle. You started that shoulder in 2016, the Shanghai Accord. It broke in 2020. A 4-year setup. Isn't that interesting? Kind of like the Bitcoin cycle and the presidential cycle. A 4-year setup. You had an absolute blow off. You came back down in here 2021, and guess what? As you were entering 2024 and you broke as you were approaching 2025, you had roughly another 4-year cycle, and you are moving steadily up. You made our targets. You had 3 months pullback. Everybody said, that's it, we're done. No, secular reversal, head and shoulders. You've just had 2 head and shoulders back to back. This continues upside to everyone's shock. It goes higher, higher, higher. People said, but silver, you now with silver get more than 1 barrel of oil. 1 barrel of oil. I am changing this for 1 barrel of oil, matey. You can forget about it. I'm coming for your whole oil refinery with this little matchbox here. of silver one day. I'm telling you, it's stretching. Katusa Research has never happened before. It's never happened before. How can it be? Oil is undervalued. He wrote the book on oil. Very good research team. Respects to them as well. I'm not beating up on anyone, but they're wrong on that point. You're going to be tempted out of your holdings. You're going to be tempted out of your holdings. This is gold, silver. I've drawn this one. Let's actually have a look. Let's have a look. Go along. We've done this gold, silver, oil thing so many times. Here it is. This is silver divided by oil. Silver divided by oil. People think it's been in a horizontal range, somewhere between 0.7. You got 0.7 was expensive silver when you could buy 0.7 of a barrel of oil with an ounce. That was expensive silver. No, sir. 3 bags full, no, sir. And that it was cheap silver when you could only buy 0.2 of a barrel of oil with 1 ounce of silver. That is not a range. It is a watermelon smile. I drew it for you. Look at that watermelon smile. This is a reversal. This is oil being such a big determinant in a booming financialization of everything, where the Rockefeller tax is a skimming tax that gets raised when you are feeling the good times. And when did the good times end, I ask? When did it end as its role of skimming tax? 2008, 2009. That's right. You were trending down. Your silver was getting generally less. Lower highs, lower lows. Guess what turned? Subprime crash turned. No longer are people wealthy to the same degree. Housing market bust, stock market bust. Suddenly, silver, a real monetary metal, is doing better than oil can afford to do. And you are now in a melter. And by the way, I did this chart yesterday or the day before. It's gone even higher. 1 ounce of silver buys you 1.18 barrels. And I'm here to predict that you'll do somewhere between 3 and 8 barrels per 1 ounce. That's right. You heard me say it. And you haven't done, listen, this goes back to 68. Little baby Francis, yes, he had blonde hair once, was born here. That's right there, baby. I didn't cry much. I was called the professor, apparently. I just used to check the nurses out. This is how it was. This is true stories, by the way. I was told I had this quizzical look and I would just keep my eye on the nurses and I was rather silent. I was sussing the situation. That is the feedback, apparently, from those that were around me as a baby infant, as born in Somerset West of Cape Town. I was called the professor for assessing everybody and keeping to myself. That's right. That's Francis the professor. He was born there. Let me tell you, you have never in my entire existence, and I am now an under-follicled senior citizen. I don't see myself like that. I'm still 26. My heart is still 26. My soul is 19. But apparently my body has some mileage upon it now. It has some mileage that tells me I might not have forever. Hey, who cares? I can tell you this much, though. Not throughout that entire existence have you meaningfully had a candle close above 0.7, and 1 is unparalleled. You've not had a candle close above 1. Not only am I telling you forget 1, I'm saying you're going between 3 and 8 and possibly double digits. Silver. That means 1 silver ounce could buy you 3 barrels minimum, potentially 8. And I even think there's a long stop chance of 11 barrels on a single ounce. By the way, that's 10 ounces. That's a tenner. The other one's 100. That is a tenner. So watch that one. Never been called before, never happened before. You like brave Bolshevik, no, not Bolshevik, anti-Bolshevik, bold calls. I'll give it to you. 3 to 8 and possibly double digits in a spike on silver. That's what I'm calling against oil. Oil is going to lag. Hyperstagflation. That doesn't mean eventually in nominal terms it doesn't go up in price in dollars, which is monkey money, friends. Dollars is monkey money. I don't even have any monkey money to throw at you. I like to throw the monkey money in the air. It's confetti. It's wasteful stuff. Give as much of that confetti money away. Stack your silver and your gold. New Zealand is in the house. New Zealand. First Majestic, head and shoulders on the monthly. No, sir. No, sir. Maybe you mean inverted head and shoulders, I hope. But First Majestic will do fine in the end. It will do fine. Let's have a look at some of the stocks. We owe some people a check into the stock. Someone wanted higher gold. Let's respect those who respect us. It's part of our code. It's part of our principles. It's who we are. Yes, yes, yes. So on that, by the way, it was 1.1. You are now at 1.22 barrels. And this has not gone mental yet. You will know mental. I'm saying to you, you will know mental when you do $5 in a week on silver, and it can roll into even more. You will have a crazy period where you will not believe what's happening. You will not believe what's happening. This is the last chance saloon for generational wealth. If you can play it right and not be an idiot and not blow yourself up on the greed genie, the move will make you the money. The setups will make you the money. Money management will preserve the money. You've got to build wealth, preserve wealth, and secure your freedom. Preserving what you make on your trading accounts is HVF Method's core forte with stop losses and targets. Yes, so we are moving into new territory. Watch for 3 through to 8, and potentially double digits. That's what I am saying is possible. But certainly the minute we get to 3, we've won. That's our range. We've already won. The rest is gravy. So let's take a look at Aya Gold and silver, a little Canadian stock, not so little. How's he or she doing? She's doing just fine. She's doing just fine. Stocks so far on precious metals are not yet mooning. There's too much culture of tech. There's not enough fund interest. The market caps are too small for the big ETFs to get the attention. You've got to remember, you have a doom loop of polarization. And in ETF land, too many of you have been giving your money to BlackRock, Lowell Finkelstein. Lowell Finkelstein is taking all your proxy share voting power and is forcing LGBTQ, ESG, transgenderism, and everything else. That's what he did. You don't hate BlackRock enough. He wants tokenization so that he can get his clipboard out and get all of your wealth. Do not use ETFs for investments. Depower the ETFs right now because they push it up. Everyone is lazy, gives them the money. Oh, ETFs are cheap and they outperform actively managed. Buy your own. Be your own manager. Buy miners. You'll outperform. Hold for a year. You will outperform. You will absolutely outperform. Do that. Stop paying and giving power with your voting proxies to BlackRock. What are they doing? Their all chosen one board is telling you you should have more women, more blacks, more everything, more browns, more everything. Get rid of white male bad. Okay, we're on White Metals Day. We're going to sound like we are antiseptic and racist and everything else under the sun. We aren't. We just are. Here we go. Let's have a look at what do we say about it? This bull poll that gave us this move, and the slightly smaller one yet to be made. You had quite a reasonable dip here, and I would say it's clearly underperforming the metal. It's clearly underperforming the metal, but you're not far off a new high on the monthly. A little bit of a spinning top. It should be trading at its near high. We have a 71 target there for it, and I think that'll do you just grand because it's below 20 at the moment. What else? How much more time frame can we give it? Not too much to read since 2009. A churn, a down. It was really low back at 41 cents. You're going to be doing a whole bunch better than this. Overperformance to be expected. 145 will come in due course. Technically, that's all we can give you numbers-wise. Not enough history, actually, to take us back, and technical structure, but 145 from 19, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. The metals will have a revaluation. The metals miners will have a moment of revaluation. Thank you for the excellent in all respects, brother. I appreciate it. So in due course, you're going to have catch-up mode for miners. It has to happen. People are in disbelief about prices. Wait till you start getting the cash hemorrhaging results some of these miners will produce. Not immediately. Don't forget, these prices, they're only realizing now. That'll show up in Q1's earnings in March. They are going to start realizing that these are absolute earnings generators. Income, reinvest the income, compound in your favor, not against yourselves. That's how you build wealth, friends. Get on the right side of the compound interest equation. Get that cash hemorrhaging back in. Keep doubling down on this trend. People think this is a short one. I'll tell you when it's over. It's over when you get single digits. It's on the gold-silver ratio, maybe. It's when I start to rotate. If you don't like that and you think I'm too aggressive, let me remind you, right now, 6.9 ounces of silver being pulled out for every ounce of gold on 2024 numbers of production. You don't just switch mine shafts back on that were unviable. You don't just start new mines. They made it difficult. Hey, the ESG guys want you to get rich. They made it difficult. They've constricted supply. Now they need it urgently. Good luck. Good luck starting now. It's going to take 10, 15, 20 years before you get new mine production coming online. This is going higher, 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 a lot higher. And the miners here that are there, they're going to start getting bought up by the majors. They're too cheap. People are going to realize it. They're going to consolidate. You're going to see it happening. You're going to see it happening. The miners will respond. There's disbelief on pricing. Oh, it's just a bubble, they say. Fiat and debt debasement. It is over when you see mass write-offs, mass renegotiations on Medicare, welfare, and Medicaid in America. Oh, we can't afford this anymore. Oh, you need to pay more taxes. We need to reduce your services. The dustbin collectors will come once a month instead of once a week. Hey, this, hey, that. All the excuses in the sun. They have destroyed your currency. Thank you to Random Kim. We appreciate it. Greetings from Sweden. Yes, the lovely people of Sweden. Can you please do Avino Silver? Merry Christmas and thank you for this year. Thank you and help us get through 100,000. It would be criminal not to have all-time highs on our biggest HVFs and not to smash the 100,000. If we smash 100K subscribers, you will smash $100 in silver. You will smash $100 in silver in the early part of Q1. That's a prediction. That's a prediction. Yeah, 100K. The sub number is going to determine this. Okay, it won't happen if you don't do it. All right. Okay, Sweden. Let's have a look at her request as well. Avino Silver, Avino. So we finished with Aya. Thank you for that super chat, Avino. And we have a look at it. Silver miners. Has it got a bit more history? Ooh, I like a bit more history. Very, very good. And nice structure out of the bottom here. You know what we're going to do. You do know what we're going to do. We're going to do what we always were going to do. We're going to tell you it's a first upside HVF in a macro trend. So many of these silver miners have this footprint, and these are the ones I love, by the way. These are the ones I love. Here is our tool. Francis has a big old tool. Here he comes. There's a new pre-release one. We're continually working on development. He gets his tool out, and all the ladies go, yay. The ladies from Sweden go, yay, what a tool. 17 is the target for the HVF, but let me say you're trading 682 at the moment. The overperformance is going to be huge on this one. It's a great first setup in a new trend. It's a great one. Invest with confidence. The ladies of Sweden, the gentlemen of Sweden as well. Invest with confidence. The target is 17. You might have a technical rest at that point. You could even have a short rest at 8. Around the 8 levels of 863. You can see the purple numbers highlighted for your convenience. By yours truly, the HVF method drawing tool brought to you on YouTube by Francis Hunt and his merry team. Thank you to my team. There's a lot of people that go unseen. Zenia, Alex, Greg, Albert, lots of friends, lots of people all working and helping and supporting me to do the stupid things I do. But this is trading. This is a good target, 17. It's already quite a bit higher than 683. You're going to be doing very, very well with Avino. You're going to be doing just grand. At Mike and Rowe, thank you very much for your super chat for the year. So many friendly Christmas givings from so many people. It's very kind. It's very, very kind. We're glad that you got value out of the channel, that you feel so much that you want to share. It was Random Kim. I assumed a lady, SW3, probably from London, but says Sweden. Sorry, SW for Sweden. There's also Southwestern in London. I thought maybe it was a Swedish lady in London. I like to try profile people. You can see me. I can't see you guys. Send me a picture. Clothing optional. No, if you're a dude, please. No. Okay, I'm being stupid. Let's get on. Let's try be professional for once in our day. It's Christmas almost. It's time to be cheery and Christmassy. Lovely Francis, could you take a peek at Juanayuto Silva? Don't ask me to say that after 3 tequilas, friend. But I think I need to clear the pubic hair from the back of my throat. It sounds like one of those. Juanto Silva. Yes, let's try to see if we can get it up. Anyway, GUANA, thank you for your super chat. Of course, we always say thank you. We're very grateful for being respected in any way by anybody. GSVR, that's what I actually needed. We have been here before. It's not got a long history. Well, I'm on a monthly chart. It's not got a nothing history. It's got 20 years. And we've called a W bottom for you on that one. We've drawn it before. It's had a pullback below the neckline. Its stop would have been put here below the double bottom. It's not an inverted head and shoulder. It didn't have any shoulders. It's had a flagging pullback for quite a sustained period. It would have been a difficult hold during this period. You kind of got a bit of a falling wedge action in there, a little bit of a squeezy, and now you've been catapulted up. This is a very aggressive candle, though, and you are running new highs. So I expect further progress. You're at 68 cents. We're giving you over $6. That's still not bad. It must be about 8 or 9 times. So you're going to be doing just grand, and it's a secular reversal. So when you get reversals, it's not just about the target. It is a reversal of a greater cycle. See what we showed you on gold versus oil. It didn't end at the target. It doesn't end on reversals. Major pattern reversals then have outperformance that follows. But you can get a reaction at the target. So you can take partial profits at $6.01 and buy back down when it pulls back to $4.95 and then watch it go to $45. That's how you maybe trade it. It's an option, non-advisory. Hey, it's just telling you what I might do if I were in this equity. I did see this a part of the chart and just watch liquidity there. So it depends on your size. Don't get too big. Don't get too big. Don't get too hard. Don't get too big. Keep yourself under control. Okay, let's have a look at your other comments. Whoa, lots of lovely super chats. Very good. Mate, always entertaining. Could you please take a look at Explorer Argent Minerals on the ASX? Absolutely will. Our Aussies are in the house. Glad to have you. Circadian Sun, thank you for your super chat. And also to Rip City Baby, the Southern Silver SSVFF chart looks kind of juicy. Any thoughts on that one? Thanking to you. Lots of likes and hits up on the super chat. So let's go and do that. Let's have a look at ARD on the ASX. Ooh, don't ask me to say that also too much in a hurry. That'll provoke my dyslexia, and I'll be talking about arses and all sorts of other things. ASX, there we go. Argent, that looks like our one. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Not a huge history, must say it. I'm going to drop from monthly into a weekly time frame. Okay, less optimistic, really. It's if it's a little bit. It's a little bit off. I don't know the history or understand it too much. I don't know anything about it, the truth be told. I'm assuming a minor. You are in a channel that is pulling back here, friend. So it's having a little bit of distribution phase. It is up from its lows. It's up from its lows, had a bounce. So there's a high, a low, and you did make a higher high. A little bit of a concerning by length. It's bleeding out for quite a while. Don't forget, that was 2024, round about May, it looks like. So since then, you've been grinding lower. That, for me, would not be an easy hold. I'll tell you, I wouldn't have sat through that. Personally, me, I can talk about me freely. I can't tell you what to do, but that wouldn't have been an easy hold for me. I would have bailed, and I would be in my minors. They're all ripping. And I don't tolerate underperformers. I cut them first in half. I give them a little bit longer. I take the half and I put it on the best one. I don't tolerate underperformance. Neither should you. We've got real metals really ripping. Don't live with it for too long. That's my take. And I think you probably already crossed that line in terms of that and the patience for me. So I'm not seeing the buying coming in. Also, a little bit skittish on the volume. So that can mean it's harder to get in and out. Prices can move depending on your size. So Rip City Basie, the Southern Silver. The Southern Silver. This is your session. This is your Merry Christmas, White Christmas on the white hot metals of, you guessed it, precious metal season as debt is debasing. Southern Silver, I should have just put in the code. I could have saved myself some typing. So it's SSVFF. Let's just do that and save ourselves a lot of problems. SSVFF. Southern Silver Exploration. So OTC, what does that tell you? It's going to be probably less significantly held. That said, it's a good chart. It's a little bit better than what we were just looking at. Tiny bit imperfect. That high is marginally higher than that high, but I would cheat anyway. I'd call it an imperfection. The dollar's been moving around like a fruit fly during that period, so I wouldn't be too religious about minor details. I would probably put it on the monthly though. Let's see if I can crush the imperfection into one candle, 2 months. Let's see how we do. I'd need to make it 3 months. It's going to become a very small chart. 3 months. Let's see. So basically what I want to do is I want to make that the highest point, but I've got 3 other points to remove. So that's going to be quite a headache for me to do for you. But this is an upside structure, so we can do a sketch for you quickly. I don't want to overcommit by time, so if we go back to the monthly and pull this out, you are in an HVF winding up process. This is your structure, which is technically supportive. It was mildly imperfect. The ones that are perfect do better, but that usually these still work exceedingly well. So that would be our draw, like that, carported like that. I would project from around there. We need to be not in log scale. I'm currently in log scale. So if we're doing this chart for you, I would take it back down there. Let's do it one more time. We do it in analog scale. It would go something like that. It would go something like that, and that would be a forced entry. By the way, this is a very good head and shoulder. You want the neckline there as well. You could have seen this break coming. There's your W bottom, and then you go there, and there's your 2 shoulders. That's a shoulder there, and that was kind of a shoulder there, and that's your W bottom. So you've got that target to accept, which I would do on a log scale. We'll draw it for you in a minute. And then you've got the much larger projection of this from around here. That's going to be somewhere around there. So you're heading upside. I can tell you you're heading upside. I don't want to give you too exact an answer on this. It's going to be a bit headachy to draw. These 3 wicks here slightly spoil the structure, which I need to eliminate. So that's a bit of a lengthy one answer, but it's going higher. It's going higher. Looks like 80 cents as a target potentially. Let's put it back on log, and we can do those things. At least we can certainly do your inverted head and shoulder for you like that. Inverted head and shoulder, probably around there. So let's do it with the lines here. And you can take the inverted head and shoulder, and you will overperform that with the HVF setup structure. That is just a tiny bit imperfect. That makes this a little trickier for us. That's what's going on. That's what all the noise is about. 23 is what I do. For your neckline, you can set it here by that. Take the 1 cent away. Don't get confused. It's kind of a penny stock, if you understand what I don't mean. And that means watch volume. Don't get too big. There'll be other things going on that you can trade more aggressively. And then we can put our hammer back on here. And yeah, we're doing a couple of interesting stocks that I haven't looked at, I have to say, here today. And you can clone that, and that would probably be your inverted head and shoulder target, which in due course I expect to be usurped. You may have a small rest there before going a lot higher. So this is all very bullish. All generally very bullish, off quite some lows, and you will have overperformance first set up in a new trend. So pretty good, Ripcity baby, looking pretty good for you. I like it a lot. Me again, Francis, are you looking, you were not looking at Argent Minerals. It came up at your end on a different ticker. So let me just look at ARD. Sorry to make you super chat again to get spotted. I apologize for that. Ardent Minerals, ARD. There are a few ARD. There we go. That's the one I think you want. Let's get it there. Let's have another look at it. So weekly, monthly, and how much history have we got? Again, watch liquidity. It's not so liquid a chart. You're probably developing a bit of a double bottom. It's a bit early. It's a bit early. I personally, with what I've got already and what's already moving, wouldn't be in here. I'd prefer the likes of Heckler. But at some point, you probably got a continued move up that will bring you to a double bottom space. you might have a small shoulder pullback because you had a little bit of shouldering action there. So you might have a little bit of that, and then you break and you make a big target, which would be very attractive. So assuming you finish the W bottom, you may well get a nice projection off those lows. So let's just grab that for you. We'll make some assumptions on your behalf for the future, and we'll go roughly here. I would imagine would be your neckline. It could be a little bit further. I could be more aggressive, but we don't know how high that other leg gets. So the safest thing is to do that. Okay, let's keep the energy up and talk some more about other things, but that's off the screen. And I would see you, at 60 cents, I would say. I would see you're going to make a new high, significant new high, if that were to occur. So good stuff. I think it's pretty positive on Argent minerals as well for you. Silviana Platinum, someone is asking for. So I'll do a freebie there as well, Platinum Silviana. So the miners are lagging generally, but GDX still generally on the majors hasn't had a bad year. It's still well over 100. Silviana, let's make sure I get that right. Platinum. There's an LSE listing. We'll take that. That's probably a big one. Man, Platinum. What do we need to say about Platinum? There's not enough history, but this is, a very good pullback and a very good run. And it's going to probably run more. Let's have a look on the shorter time frame. You might have had a little bit of structure in there. There's no obvious amazing technical setups. There were quite a few bearish ones on the way down. You might have had the faintest of shoulders in there with a big left. So you could engineer inverted head and shoulder. This will generate quite a big target for you. So go do that. Go draw it. And as I say, if you want me to do it, you can jump into the community or super chat it, but that you can draw for yourself. Around 72.5. And then project it. Let me do it quickly. Why not? For everybody's benefit. It's Christmas time. Quite sad to hear Chris Rea died. He of driving home for Christmas fame. And I certainly hope he wasn't driving when it happened. But yeah, it's sad to see him die. UK kind of became quite commercial in the end, but yeah, he was a good one of our era. I do admit to buying a CD of his. Won't cover you in the cool cred, but he had a great gravelly voice and a good guitar sound. Sad to see him go. So let's see. That's a good number. It's a good number. It's a big reversal. It's a big reversal. It's going to go past any history it's had in highs. And that stands to absolute sense for Platinum. Platinum is mooning. Platinum is mooning. This is London. I'm not sure I doubt the London stock market is still open. We're already 4 o'clock round here. It's going to open. It's going to open tomorrow, or will it open? It's Christmas. It maybe won't. Let's have a look at First Majestic. People are asking for that one. And we'll look at Heckle. Thanks for everything you do, Francis. I've been following your channel for over 8 years. You're an 8-year friend. Great stuff. Bring us 1 new subscriber for every 8 years, please. That'll be great. We'll run 100,000. We'll finally get there with all our blocks and account beat-ups for medical misinformation that subsequently turned out to be bloody good information that could have saved lives. Thanks for everything you do. 8 years. I really look forward to hopefully joining your community one day. Merry Christmas. Very kind, Jason, and the same to you. Hi, Francis. Love your work. Please, can you look at Nova Gold? Thank you for those 2 super chats. So First Majestic, you know about this little HVF that jettisoned you up and got you off the lows, but we've got a much bigger fish to fry on a far higher time frame. So we take you back up to there. This one's tiny bit messy. It is a bit messy on Ag's a tiny bit messy, he says. We may need to go monthly first just to pick our third impulse. So what we're doing is First Majestic doing a draw. clean our face and set you all up for Christmas and tell you what good tidings are coming your way. The miners will run. That I can assure you. It's disbelief season, but run they will. Run they shall. So that can be the low. Let's see if it'll draw it. That is your first majestic. I've drawn this one before. It's very tight funnel. 96 we've given you. Currently trading 17, by the way. 96, and it's an overperformance. I'd only close 50% of the position. In fact, you're going to have a blow off. And this is how it works, guys. For those of you that think you've made a bunch of money on your silver, let me tell you, you're going to make 90% of your money in the last 20% of the move. That's how this ends. And you ain't there yet. You think this is fast. Wait till you make 90% of your profits in your trading accounts and your investment accounts in the last 20% of this move. It's going to, of time duration. It's going to do 3 times what it does in the first 80. That's how these things go. That's how they end. Let me tell you about that. Thank you, Zeke. Again, USAS, if you have time. So there you go. That's First Majestic, 96.43. Take a little bit off, enjoy yourself a little bit, climb back on the pullback and smash it to hundreds, deep into the hundreds, 200s potentially. Hi, Francis Hunninger. Love your work. I know you are bullish on Hecla. What is your opinion on the ratio chart of HYMC Hecla? HYMC, I will put it up and I will tell you exactly what I think. That's what we do. We tell you exactly what we think. HYMC, it's unpopular type behavior nowadays. Hecla Mining Company, let's just make sure by HYMC you mean Hycroft Mining Holding Corporation. If that's what you mean, you're about to see a major reversal in performance, it appears, between the two. A major reversal in performance. Marginally lower low to that low, and now you're in a reversal structure. You did also get a little reversal net. Here you go. You got your shoulder, you got your head, you got your little inverse there. You've got a target here, and that's going to continue, and it's a reversal. Also a marginally lower low to the previous low. So one spike does not a summer make, but now you're getting it big. That's where you're going. To me, it's a reversal. I'd pivot from the one to the other. But I'm a Hecla bull. I am a Hecla bull, like you said. But I'm a Hecla bull for reasons. Let's go and have a look. Let's take our Hecla and Kochs and go and have a look at Hecla. How are the miners? Hecla is in there. That is, and everything about that performance, by the way. Let me just see if I have that. Oh, Harry Dent is out there. You're going to collapse to 1,000 in gold, by the way. 74% drop. What he doesn't realize is disinflation. He doesn't understand it's a monetary reset. The debt rates going up. Where's the flow? Money doesn't disappear. Energy doesn't disappear. It goes into heat. It goes into anything. When you break your car, you're destroying carbon and ceramic on your disc brakes and your carbon. If you don't have ceramics, you have steel. You're wearing steel. You create heat. You heat the engine and you do work. You thin things out. We put very hard surfaces there for that reason. But that's what goes on. And anyway, so there was Hecla, the politicians I told you are now getting long this one. And that tells you something. The same politicians that were putting onto the critical release, critical metals list are benefiting from jumping into silver. Again, you'll keep getting the same answer, 84. And that's rest point, an interim at 61 where you might rest. You have now run the first interim for the first time. And there was the beautiful primer that came with the results that gave you a gap break over there. Real squeeze within a squeeze, friends. This is great, great setups. This is my favorite. It truly is. And it's also one of the best performers year to date. So Hecla is better. So we've got ASX, Sun Silver, please, mate. SS1. So, yep, let's do that. And then that we'll be finishing pretty much after that. Don't forget, you can get the mini series for free. You go, put your email in there. We never sell an email list. You don't need to put a spam email in there, guys. I know the hustle. We hate people that sell email lists. We don't do it. No one has ever received an advert as a result of putting in a legitimate email in there. Go and grab the free mini series and watch what we do. A video every day. It's Christmas to New Year. You're going to get fat, you're going to get lazy and stupid, and you're going to doom scroll some garbage, probably from some clown who's telling you it's the end of the world, a bit like me. Only the difference is our video series will tell you what to do about it and how HVF at the broad space levels works, with diagrams beautifully recorded, a short, not like these long form ones, 15 minutes, 3 quick points. Every day throughout this Christmas to New Year period, go and do it, learn something, maximize your trading. Maximize your leverage trading. If that's what you do, you should be accelerating your wealth building. You are in one of the strongest bull markets. Go back as if you're I'm here to tell you, you all regret not being an original gangster in Bitcoin in 2009 and 2010. I'm saying if you want that experience, you just show up here on precious metals and in due course miners. In fact, already started on some of the right miners, if you were in the miners we suggested, technically. And that I've just shown you my favorite. Okay, so here you go. This is what's happening. We're doing Sun Silver. Jeff Brindley, thank you for your Aussie interest and your request and your super chat. Here's what's going down there, Jeff. Yeah, I'm struggling. You know, you had nice little things going on. I'm struggling to get anything particularly big. You've had a bunch of kind of false breaks. It went a bit too soon and then came hard down back, you know, to give me exactly what I wanted. I might put, you see, if I'd taken that and that, you would have been stopped out there with that hard pullback. But it's definitely getting its running shoes on now. And if I go a little bit lower time frame, maybe I can give you something for the shorter time frame. You've just had another little mini HVF perform on you here. You can trade these kind of little structures all the way up, Jeff, because on balance of probabilities, most times just expect continuation. You might even have something going here. This one will work. It's not on a biggest of time frames. I'm not going to be giving you one of those big, sexy hold till the moon, but you could have traded this guy. And we can use, let's do that one. That's a bigger one, so we can show you what that one's still going to be able to give you. It's going to be less. It's on a shorter time frame. We're on a 2 hour, you understand. But at least we're giving you something for your Christmas stocking in terms of what we think it will do. There you go. So you've got a target of almost $2. That looks like a $2 run for me there. That's coming, and you're doing lots of little wind-ups along the way. Note how you run the second interim, Jeff. Pull back to the funnel, gap break through the first, come back in. You think this HVF thing is just something we talk about? Broadening structure is continuation, gap up, gap through the second interim, first meaningful pullback, wind up HVF, gap over, you guessed it, the key level of significance, the second interim, trade up, 1955, key round number lurking there. You're probably running $2, Jeff. So good news for you, small time frame, something for you to hang your hat on, more probably to come if it's positioned in the way I think it is. I know nothing about the stock. That's a pure technical assessment of Aussie stock for you. Done for you right here, right now. Hope you got some value from that. Okay, guys, thank you for your support during this time. I took your advice a year ago and stocked up on physical, but I'm late to the miners party. Well, the miners party is still winding up. You're not that late. Most people aren't even owning any and only have some AG. Yep, First Majestic, you have 20K there in my IRA. What would you do in my position with it? I would keep on holding. I'd keep on holding. The miners are going to play catch up. That's what I would do. So first of all, to all of you, let's make sure we've respected most people. So thank you for your support on this channel. We continue to want to be able to help you. Much more of this in more abbreviated formats and sometimes more detail-rich occurs in the community. You can click a link below to book a call. I'm saying thank you to you for your support on this channel and taking us to the footsteps of 100,000. White metals matter. They all matter. We're just being stupid. You know that. Gold matters. Everybody matters. Everybody of all ethnicities matter. We love you all. We love the men. We love the women. We love everyone. We thank you for your support. Have a great time. Enjoy it. And if you haven't taken the mini series, grab it. It's 100% free. You'll get no spam. That's my personal promise. We do what we say we do on the tin. This is the time for truth. The thing that motivates me most is what is the real truth of the situation. A liar system. A cuckoo was put in the nest when we used to have gold-backed money and systems that were based on gold-backed money. A cuckoo crept into the nest. The Trojan got inserted. And the financialization of everything, a great perversion was perpetuated on our money system that has allowed insider cartels and Pharisees to usury extract on digits they inserted in a computer that keeps you running on a treadmill. That is their game. Truth is winning out. The Messiah that is coming is part and parcel of the great exposure of the lie, the second coming of truth, the second coming of principles. Vote with countries that are supporting principle-based money, sound money, backed money, not those that are proliferators of debt, warmongers in chief, surveillance grid establishment. We are here to push back against all these negative forces that are here to spoil your life and contain, constrain, and impoverish you. We wish to do the exact opposite. We wish to make you wealthier, healthier, wiser, preserve your wealth, and give you all your freedoms back. That is what the Market Snipers principles are. That is what the Reset Snipers acknowledgement is. We read our history. We understand it. Reset, crypto, Market Sniper, all designed. The sweet spot is right there with you. Are you ready? Do you want this 2026 year to be the year that you close on and tidy up all your old affairs, get really moving going forward, and maximize your wealth building? You can do it. Decide. You have between Christmas and New Year to eat too much food, get fat, maybe a little bit tipsy and a little bit lazy, and at the same time get motivated and start choosing to do something positive every day towards your self-reliance, your liberty, and your future wealth. Not for the sake of money, but for the sake of your freedom, for the sake of your children, and for the sake of everything that affords the lifestyle as natural, common law human beings we should be entitled to 100% absolutely unrestrained by draconian governments that perpetuate violence across the world, genocide and murder. We do not trust them, we do not like them, and we want our own governance. We want liberty, we want freedom. And that is our principles, our foundational principles. And the precious metals is the coming home of freedom and honesty to money. However, the attack vector will continue to come for you. You need to look beyond the Western sphere, the most draconian, where the vampires, the bloodsuckers, the parasites are most embedded. You need to shake the fleas from your body, get your health back, get your system back, get your financial health back, by shirking those that are stealing from you in a cacocracy of circle jerk, pretending to send hundreds of billions to Ukraine, taking massive 50% cuts and handed back to insider cartel Zionist politicians. There are thieves, thieves, and thieves. They're all thieves. They can't be trusted. It's time you took action. Pay less usury to the criminals. Pay less taxation to the criminals. Move forward this year. Keep your own wealth for everybody that needs it, that supports and relies on you, your family, your wives, your husbands, and your children. Have a Merry Christmas from the Market Sniper entire team, and thank you very much for your support. I salute you all. Bye-bye for now.